Hey, all right, let me get situated. I'm so sorry, I'm like 3 minutes late. I was gonna postpone this for half an hour, but I said I need to be on time. I'm on time. So let me set up my side right quick. How do we do this? I'm the most technologically unadvanced, or I don't know how to use this stuff. Advanced. There we go. All right, how's it looking? I think it looks good. It looks crooked, but it's just gonna be crooked for now. It is what it is. All right. So we'll wait for people to come in, and we get the announcements, the winner, some other stuff, and then ask me questions. Let's see here. One of the reasons why I'm running behind schedule is I went to bed at 12:40 last night, 1 o'clock. So I was thinking, should I wake up at 3 or 4 as usual, or should I just, because I don't have to work today. Well, I have my part-time job, but my other job, I didn't have to work, so I just relaxed. I woke up naturally, no alarm, so it's like 7 o'clock. So I feel good. Feel good. Yeah. 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 One day, not now, but one day, this green screen, because I don't have internet. The internet speed in this building is just super slow, so I can't do any advances. But live in real time, changing the background and interactive. I tried a couple of tests back in April, and the feed was all like choppy. So yeah, choppy, choppy. All right, I see 4 people. Maybe it's me and 3 people. So where you from? What you doing? Where you is? How you doing? Let's have a conversation. And let me know if everything is clear. Can you hear my voice? Is the signal good? Yeah, man. Today. All right, but we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna do what we do. So, hey, how's it going? Everything's clear. Thank you. How's it going? It's going great, man. We were supposed to have a typhoon this weekend, but we didn't have a typhoon, and now the sun is shining. Yesterday there was no rain. And it's supposed to be a big typhoon, but it's always like that. The next storm is the biggest of the world. The next snowstorm. This is the worst. That's how they do it, man. But nothing happened, and I'm happy for that. I'm not trying to. Cause last time we had a typhoon, I couldn't sleep. I woke up to the wind blowing. I sleep through that stuff, but I woke up and it was like the house was shaking because of the wind, and I'm like, damn, man, that's scary. And I hopped up on the phone and I downloaded like a weather app, and it showed like we're in the eye of the tiger, and it's all like dun 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 dun. And I was scared, man, scared, because maybe the wall's gonna rip off, and I'm just gonna be all like floating, rhyming. Eventually, I did go to sleep, but I didn't have work was canceled. The train stopped in Japan. Like trains never stop. Earthquake they stop, but rainstorms they're just like they'll delay, but they stopped, which was I've never seen that before. Kind of like the Olympics stopping. We're living in some stopping times. But yeah, the weather's nice, man. I might even make a video outside because the weather's that nice. But yeah. Oh man, uh, I'll wait to. Well, hopefully the person who wins will be on when I'm saying the winners. So I'll just ramble for a while, and if It is what it is. I'll just put it there and I'll email them outside of this. All right, so let's see here. Last night I was in the studio with that jazz singer I was talking about, and it was interesting because this jazz singer is an amazing artist, beautiful voice, beautiful person, like on the inside, and the outside, but on the inside, beautiful person. And we met randomly when I had my drone. I reached out to her saying, "Hey, I'm shooting with a drone. I see you do like these dancing." Well, actually, I didn't know she was a singer. I just saw she was a model who danced. So I'm like, "Can we do a shoot with the drone?" And I picked a spot that was close, but like where usually shoot, where I usually had my shoots was way outside the city, but because time restraints and all that. So I picked a place in Tokyo, which maybe was illegal, but I practiced there before, so she comes like 2 hours late, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave because I don't like when people are late. I don't like being late, but I don't like when people are late. I don't like when people are late and we're on the clock. And in this case, the sun ain't waiting for us. It's here's golden hour, and pretty soon it's gonna be dark hour. No light, we can't do anything. So I'm like getting, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. Tell me what song that's from. But I stayed, and she showed up, and oh, I'm so sorry. And then the sun was coming down, so we did get golden hour, and um, almost crashed my drone. Like she was doing some dancing, and I had the drone on just follow. So the drone is just following her. And then she bends around the corner, so I'm no longer controlling the drone. And I can't see the drone. I'm just looking on the screen, and I see it's like, and then it goes, I mean, if you know drones, you know some they do these weird movements. And I'm like, oh shit, it fell in the water. That's fucked up. We're next to the river. Like, there's no way I'm gonna jump in this river. But I was still calm. Like, okay, well, that's on me. I hope the footage looks nice. So when I come around the corner, because I'm running over there, and there's the drone in front of a tree, just like waiting for me. Because it has, I mean, the more expensive drones have their AI assisted sensors and all that. So front sensors, top sensors, down sensors. You shouldn't depend on those. And concrete messes it up. So you see a lot of people. Song by the Clash. It could be a remix, but Maya, Jay Z. Um, yes, y'all and Jigger Man, we ballin'. Celtics, some of them be crawling. The best of you, get the best of you. Whenever I call it, and Maya, beautiful, talented, spiritual soul. But anyway, so at that shoot, I'm like, yeah, I also do music. She's like, oh, I'm a singer. I'm like, all right, well, let's go to the studio or let's record sometime. So then we went out to Yogi Park. She was late then too. Nas fans here. Nas. Yo, it's crazy when you see anything about Jay Z or Nas and you see all those, and that's why Queensbridge, and that's why. But the crazy thing is, Nas and them, oh, I'm gonna try to keep all these in real time as long as I can see them. But if I forget, so Nas and Jay Z, they made up. Nas was under Jay Z's label, so they shook hands. All right, we're gonna get this money. The fans are still Ether, the takeover. Personally, I'm a Ether kind of guy. I was in the car going to Philly, and he, chum chum, just chum chum, fuck Tracy, chum chum, chum chum. That's the wrong beat. You love my style. You know, and I just like blanked out because Nas is lyrical and he does all this stuff, but he never like he's scared to death. Like he was just like that's my style when it comes to battling. I'm going like I'm sure a lot of things that Nas was saying. I'll let you sleep in my house or something that Jay. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know them personally, but it's something that would bother him. And it seemed he was a little affected because, well, Takeover was just disrespectful. That was just disrespectful. Disrespect. But Nas was just like, this is my style. Like if I'm coming at you, I'm coming at you. And that's why I don't really battle my friends or people like that. Cause what your dad left you when you were 5, and that's why you make a whole. I did that one time. And I was in class, anthropology class. I failed that class because of this little beef I had with some people, whatever. And I was sitting there just writing these lines, disrespectful lines going in. We would have fought if I would have released that, but that's another time, another year, another lifetime. But anyway, yeah, the drone. I mean, DJI, yeah, they make some good drones, man. Sitting in my Beamer, listening to ether. Swiss is my dude, man. He's on my wall, right there. The first time I heard like that bop, like, or when he came out with his songs, him and Pharrell, they're not. I don't classify them as like lyricists or whatever, but their beats and the fact that they could rhyme on them. Kanye's a little different because he can actually rhyme on the beats he makes. Eric Sermon and Riz and all that, but he's my dude. That anyway, yeah. The model, who turned out to be a singer, we went into the studio last night. See, we went all the way around. This format works for me. People be like, so what's your point when we're in real time? I'm getting to it. Just let me get there. But they're like, so what's your point? And they're missing all the little details. In this format, I mean, you could tune out or skip, whatever, but there's no way to stop me. Now, people who able to make a living, nah, man, nah. To be honest, I was never trying to make a living off of music, or at least I wasn't doing the steps to make that happen. I mean, I released albums, I released products, but I never made it all or nothing. I'm teaching English. I'm living comfortable-ish teaching music and teaching English, doing music. But now I'm working because this after the contest is released or whatever, I'll go into all that. But there's no reason why I can't be comfortable. To quote you, there's no reason why I can't make a living off of music. Of course, well, let's see. The way I was thinking about it is I gotta sell product or CDs. We don't really sell CDs, download streams. But there's more to the whole music thing. Like my online course that just released or just went live 2 days ago. Clap for myself. And I got 2 students. 2 students already. We're gonna have our first class tonight. And I'm hoping everyone who's watching, they become students too. The link is in the website. But there's teaching, there's coaching, there's producing, there's beat making, writing books about it. I just found this guy who makes beats, but he wrote a book that doesn't really have nothing to do with beats. But the fact that he wrote the book and he's an artist, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy his beats. I don't know nothing about him, but the book, it's intriguing to me. So I'm gonna write a book too. For the longest time, I'm like, no one's gonna read it. I don't care if no one reads it. I'm just gonna write a book. The book is gonna be about teaching, because that's what I know, and just the dark side of teaching. I mean, there's a lot of videos of people bitching about it, but teaching, and there's good points. I love teaching. I love imparting wisdom to anyone, old, young, Japanese, American, doesn't matter. Grab that course money, put it into a Tesla slot. Tesla. Actually, Tesla. I don't know. I'm not at stock level. I just met a dude the other day. And he was like, yeah, man, you got any investments? I do portfolios. And he started to explain to me. And I know what a portfolio is, but I'm not an expert on it. So I just, listen to what he's saying. I'm like, I'm not there yet. I need to clean up my shit because you can't invest money you don't have. And he should know that. But every time we talk, yeah. So if you're interested in some stock portfolio, it's just starting to get on my nerves because I told him my situation. I even said one time, I'm doing this music. Oh yeah, that's cool, but that's how people blow you off. Yeah, that's nice. So anyway, but yeah, um, he wants. Well, he came out. He's like, I'm not going to charge you. I was like, you can't charge me. I don't work at the same job, which is another like. It's not a red flag. People got to work, but if we're working at the same like, you come like you're like, yeah, man, I got gold. I trade gold. I got, but you work at the company I'm working at. If I was making gold, trading gold and getting money from gold tradements and investment, I wouldn't be here. The same thing with musicians. When we be all on the same stage, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get signed to such and such, and I got, then why are you here? There's bigger places for you to be than to be next to me. I'm here because I'm working to get to those points, but that's neither here or there. But but he's a nice dude because we went back and forth for about 3 weeks, and he's older than me, and he kind of lit that fire under my ass. And this is because he's older than me, but I'm getting there. So at a certain age, at every age, you should be thinking about your future. But when you're young, you think you got all the time in the world. But there comes a point where it's like, honest to God, if something were to happen to me, like my a kidney failed or some shit, I got nothing there. I mean, I say it like that. Maybe there is a rich uncle who exists or some super fans like, don't worry, I got you, Ryman. But it's not a good place to be. Now, luckily, I'm a healthy, I just keep going. I get that from my father. My father's like 88 years old. You wouldn't know the difference because he's just doing what he always does. But the joke in the family is he's gonna live longer than us. But yeah, I mean he's not doing so well now. Yeah. But we should. I'm not telling anybody. I'm not telling. I should, you know, get my chickens in row. Marriage, is Mr. Whitaker still there? Yeah. Like basically everyone who's in my videos is still, not everyone, but their socials are all still the same. So they're still there. But Mr. Whitaker, David, and his wife, they just opened up a legacy lounge where the black people, but it's open to anyone, but black people in Japan can come together and share knowledge. It's beautiful. And they, that's what they opened last 2 weeks ago. And about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they opened a restaurant in Japan selling soul food. That's very rare in Japan. You want soul food, go to Soul Food House. They had a child, this beautiful, beautiful boy who's just, because they're musicians, so every time you watch the Instagram, you see him playing on some piano, or you see him with the camera, just free spirit. So I'm excited to see what he grows into, because I never got a camera put in my hands when I was young. I remember I started playing the trumpet when I was young, and it was like my family's Jamaican. I always say that. I just gonna give you context. So I remember one day I want to play the trumpet. I think it's because my friend Tim, well, he's not. We haven't spoke. I think I follow him on Instagram or Facebook. And if you're watching Tim, I am so sorry because there was a time when it was when Green Day was only for white people. That time when Dookie and there was a kind of, so he liked Green Day and I was into, I don't know, rap, and my friends were into rap, and we were at the mall on a Friday. This is random things I remember, and he's kind of like Millhouse, that kind of. I was Bart, he's Millhouse. So my friends and I are at the mall. Clover, it's not there anymore, in Palmer Mall, which is not there anymore. Times change. And he comes in, and I'm with my friends, and I shade him. I don't say hi to him because then we never talked after that. And that's fucked up. So if you're watching, I don't know why he would be watching, but if you're watching, my bad. But I went too far, man. I forgot what I was going with that. Green Day, back in the day. Oh shit, I lost it. I lost it. Oh, was it? Let's see. Green Day. This is on some Inception shit. All right, Green Day. Tim. Beautiful. So he played the trumpet. He's just give me that time. He played the trumpet, so I went to play the trumpet. I asked my parents. My dad's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Cause I don't know. I want to do it." So then they finally give me the trumpet, like $500 or something like that. We were on some payment plan, and I'm playing, but I there was no inspiration. I don't know any trumpet players, you know. I'm just playing, and eventually I had a kind of teacher who's like, "Not my tempo." That guy from that movie. What movie is that from? So I quit. I'm like, "Fuck you, done." And then I sold the trumpet to buy some music equipment, some digital stuff. But oh, I lost it again. I lost the trumpet. Oh yeah, yeah. So my friend, so my friend's son, he's exposed to this creative environment, which I didn't have. That I had the trumpet, but no one was like, yeah, you're gonna sound like Miles Davis. If I knew a Miles Davis existed, because I'm reading his book now, he's just like he was inspired by the greats. I was like 5. How am I gonna know who's great outside of the little band? But moving along. Marriage. Well, first I need to get my life in order. Now, marriage can happen. You know, it happens. You find people, whatever. But I need to find. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. It fits. So I I need to find me. I'm here, but I need to find me. And then, yes, sir, Whiplash. That I watched it when I went to Hong Kong. I did a little trip to Hong Kong. It was a business trip. I was supposed to meet a friend, but he was in Japan. He lives in Hong Kong, but his business in Japan. I go to Hong Kong, but he's in Japan. Yeah, kind of fucked up. But I went business class because I had all these points from flying back to Japan and America. So I went business class. I'm on there drinking my orange juice in the little glass with my legs stretched out, and I'm watching Whiplash. That shit it gave me chills, man, because for that dude was fucked up. At the end, he's like, "All right, I want you to play this." And I know you were the little shit that got me fired. And he goes out there and he's all like fucking up and he's all just that shit is. But we need to be inspired, and I inspire myself, but I'm not really inspired by people like that. Anyway, all right. So where we going? So marriage. I know the divorce rate is pretty high. A lot of people get married, and a lot of people get divorced. I could cut all that out in the first couple of dates. You know, we are who we are, and this ain't gonna work out like this. When the right person comes along, you know, it is what it is. The visa, I could have. They told me you need to do X, Y, Z if you're gonna do it yourself. But if you're married, then you can. But that's not an option. I'm not going down that route. I mean, yeah, Sally. I mean, I'm just talking out my ass here, but I think a lot of people get married because they're lonely or for other reasons outside of the reason. Like when you're married, it's good. You know, it's that age you're supposed to be at. So have a kid here. The parents are pushing for it. My dad's been asking for grandkids for the past 10 years. Am I going to knock someone up so I can make my father happy? Nah, that's not going to happen. So he's like, well, why is my son not giving me? I'm going to be dead soon. No pressure on the age on that decision. No pressure on age on that decision. Do you mean like R. Kelly age? Like, is there a pressure to date like super young? I just saw this clip of R. Kelly and they looped it. So I date all women. Or you mean, is it harder to get married when you're older? Sorry, I just got on here. Did you say the winner? Nah, I didn't say the winner yet. I'm waiting to see. I'm just filling up some time to see if the winner pops in or pops out for enough people. But were you ever in, as in, don't want a kid and you can still be, wait, all right. I didn't travel much. My family didn't travel much. So I'm from Easton, Pennsylvania. I went to Bethlehem, which is 10 minutes, Allentown, which is 20 minutes. I went to Hershey Park because that's where a theme park was. One time I went to Harrisburg. I convinced my friend, like, yo, let's skip school and go to the Capitol. And he's like, okay. Well, actually, it was because AOL, I met some girl on AOL, and she lived in Harrisburg, and she's like, why don't you come visit me? And I'm like, okay. And I convinced him, and we drove out there. And we got to like where her neighborhood is, but we didn't go. There's some dumb shit. But yeah, but other than that, and then Philadelphia, because I went to school there. I really haven't seen much of Pennsylvania. I've probably seen more places in Japan than in Pennsylvania. Uh, maybe we can get a Thanksgiving soul food video. Uh, that would be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice. I got to think about that. I got to think about that one. Guess you don't know that you didn't win. I'm just waiting, waiting. But yeah, this contest was interesting. It really was. One, it's the first contest that we had in a minute. I think the last contest I had to be 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, it's been that long. The winners picked. I mean, everyone's a winner. And if I had the budget, I would, because that's just what I would. I would somehow make some list and send everything. But we don't have the budget yet. We're gonna get the budget. Like, I was thinking about this as I was eating breakfast today. Buying a plane ticket is only, and I used to say this to my dad, it's only $800. It's only $3,000. That's not money to me. I don't have money, but money to me is $8 billion. Yeah, I just bought a villa on this little private island. That's money. Computers, anyway. So buying a plane ticket is not expensive. I can do that. Well, not in this capacity, but I can do that. So what I would need is I would need to buy the plane ticket. So let's say that's $1,000, right? You need a place to stay. You can stay here. I got space, but this is a kind of a privacy thing. I don't really like people in my space, and to invite some. I don't do couch surfing and all that shit, but to have someone come here, but this is basically free. And then the other issue is just the legality of it. I mean, I'm not responsible for you, but if you live or if you're staying in my place and you do some stupid shit, it's gonna fall on my shoulders. Or if you were to have some mishap in Japan, even though I could make you sign all these paperwork things, it's still gonna be on my shoulders. But that is a real competition or prize that I have been thinking about how to work my way around all of that. Let's see. What should we do? The winner is picked. Question: how do you stay inspired? All right, we're gonna get wow. We're gonna get to that one. Let me come down there. Could you do what you're doing in the States and make more money? What was the competition? I must have missed that video. All right, we're gonna start. Man, man. The competition was it was just randomly off the cuff. So I wanted. So I'm coming back to making videos, and one of the things that's oh wow, we're tying them all together. One of the things that kind of inspires me is the comments that I get every now and then. It'd be like, hey man, I remember watching your video and such date, and it was the reason why I did this, or your video it just got me through my day. And I'd be like, wow, I didn't know. Because I don't know. I make it, I put it out there, but I'm not like checking the comments and all that because that's, I'm wired that way. And it's been about. So the contest was to get them all in one place and kind of like supercharge me. Like this is where all these videos are coming from, you know, like there's some, I don't expect 1 million people to be watching me. There's a lot of work I need to do to get to that level. But I'm happy with who's in the room. 13 people, maybe 12, because I'm watching myself. 12 people watching me and vibing with me is all I need. One person is all I need. But then we could just do like a Skype or something if it's going to be one person. But my point is, I don't need, like this. I mean, this is a professional green screen, which I need to iron. But before that, I was using sheets, like, simple as best. So anyway, after the deadline was on the 10th of the 10th month of the year. And the prize is going to be chopsticks with your name on it, engraved chopsticks. If I can manage to get a logo on there, I'm not sure, it just might be your name. And one of my photos from one of my photo shoots. And I'll send it out. And it's going to be shipping on the 20th, because that's payday, 20th, and you should get it when you get it. So that was a competition. What did you have to do then? All you had to do was say when you first saw my video, like when did you come across Ryman, and why did you stay? So be like, yeah, man, I was like, really big into anime, and then your video popped up on the side, and I'm like, oh wow, this guy's strange, but I kind of fucks with him, and then I saw this, and yeah. All right, we're coming back. All right, okay. What is the number one life advice or lesson learned in your life so far? Um, I'm learning. I'm learning as we go. I think we all should learn as we go. But biggest one for me, this is me, is I need to get out of my head. Because I'm a thinker, and I start thinking about things and about people and situations, and it starts festering, and it's like this, it's a bad cycle. Now, what the saving grace for me is, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't like posting my negative feelings on putting out there and on a video or whatever. Like when I feel a certain way, I'm not gonna make a video because it's gonna bleed through. So just letting that go, like you can't control other people. Like I would want 8 million people to be in this live chat right now. I would want Google to like give me more money, but I can't control Google and I can't control the people of the world. All I can do is control the way I think about it, and I think that I'm lucky to be able to have you guys in here watching me right now, which is amazing. So this is what I've learned. Soul searching got me to this point. Business wise, this is hard for me. Don't spend money you don't have. Meaning, credit cards, that's one, but your paycheck. You get paid next week. Don't start buying stuff and mentally buying stuff. That's what I've been doing. I worked. So spend your profits. Don't spend your life. This is hard for me because I believe in anything I do. So it's like I'm investing in my future. But the future isn't here yet. You got to still live in the present. Don't live with regrets. 99% of the things I do, it is done. Done. Can't go back. And you just got to keep moving forward. There's, I wish I didn't. It's done. Don't even waste your time going back because you can't change it. All right, let's see here. This guy, where I fucks. Wait. Let me go down in order. All right. how do you stay inspired? Um, Reading. I mean, for me, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I don't know a lot of people who would share their intimate secrets with me, because that's how I get inspired. Like, I'm reading Miles Davis, and Miles Davis is saying, "Yeah, man, I got stuck on that heroin." He doesn't say it that way, but he got addicted, and he's just talking about. And this is crazy because I didn't know this. Like, Method Man has a song with Mary J. Blige. I gotta love Jones for your body and your skin tone. 5 minutes alone, I'm already on the bone. Plus, I love the fact you got your mind of your own. No need to. So that's what he's. I gotta love Jones. But that's a term for drug use when you're addicted to drugs, heroin, and I don't do drugs, but I didn't know that. I just thought, Mary J. Blige and Mary J. That's, but he's going on about how he was addicted and he had the sickness and it was just so real to me that I doubled down on it. I'm not doing drugs. There's no reason for me to be in that situation. So fuck you and have a nice day. You do it. Don't, because people do that too. Hey man, you should try it. Why? I know me. I, so by reading books like that, he's sharing something intimate and it's real. A lot of people I meet, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm so happy, I'm so happy," and it's like, how are you always happy? As they're drinking their tequila. I don't know if guys drink tequila. As I said, I don't know anything about that. Like this, or they go home and they do some really fucked up shit. I mean, I call it the Bill Cosby effect, right? Bill Cosby. So there's a point in time when Bill Cosby's talking all this shit on black people. Yeah, the ribbity hip hop and the hip. He even made an album. I fucks with Cosby. I like the dude. I went to go see him in Philly. I was in Philly. Went to go see him. But then all that shit that he's doing in the background, in his private life, if he was that anyway. So reading books. So I'm reading Miles Davis. I read and I read just random books, just any books written by women, books written in other countries. Like this inspires me. It taps me in to different to different different places. Because if you watch if you watch Power and you jump onto if you watch certain types of media, it's going to be the same message being parroted back to you, you know? And then you're just going to kind of, they're saying what you think what they say, you're not growing worldly. Versus if you just have a random, like it's random, like a friend of mine said, yeah, I just finished reading this book from Herbie Hancock. You should read it. I'm like, okay. So I read it, and then Herbie's all like, yeah. Miles Davis is such a nice guy, or is he? Like, okay, well, let me see if he really is a nice guy. So I get the Miles Davis book, and he's not a nice guy. And then he's all like, yeah, um, Thoni, Thelonious Monk. He's a big guy, but da 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 da. Like I know the name, but I don't know the character. So then that's the next book, and then I might even jump out of jazz and jump in. This inspires me. Doing things that inspires me. Like the website I just made. It was tough, man. I wanted to give up. I tried to get people to help me. I posted, "Hey, I'm looking for help. Oh, someone help me with WordPress." WordPress is not like coding; it's WordPress. Uh, but anyway, long story short, doing things, reading about other people, and just resetting. When I go to bed at night, I try not to carry over whatever was happening. The new day, new start, and I sit there ready to go. Exercising helps too. All right, let me come down here. Can I do what I'm doing in the States and make more money? A lot of people always say that. Money, make more money. It's not about the money. It's the other things. Like I can make more money in the States, I'm pretty sure. I can get more loans. I could probably whatever. But I can also get shot by the police. I can also get shot by a random Joe on a I don't get that in Japan. I get this space. I can sleep on the street and wake up in the morning and still have everything the way I left it. Someone might even organize it for me. That's what. How do you put a price on that, right? I I get to, in my own little way, I'm helping the students, my little 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. They're going to be better citizens of the world having my lessons in English because I don't just teach English. I teach life. I like to believe that. So I don't know what is the equivalent of the money. And my brother, he's in the military. In the military, you make money just doing. If you get a degree, you get this. If you do this, you stay there. Boom, boom, boom. It's very like that. So we got into. In fact, we don't talk about it because I I think a lot of what comes through my videos. I sleep when I go to bed at night. I have a dream. I have a dreams every night, and I wake up refreshed, and then I self replenishing. I have no regrets. I mean, there's some things I wish I didn't do. There's some things I wish I did do, but I'm in a good place in certain areas. Other places I need to work at. But all right, we're moving down, moving down. Some of the 365, man. I'm just working my way down. So if I don't get to you, I'm coming down. So 365. So this, it is what it is. But the initial idea was, I would make the songs because I've seen it done with other people. So I'm putting up the songs, and then people would be like, "Okay, I want to do a song with you," and then we would make songs. Then I got a lot of, "Okay, when you're finished, we'll do songs," but we never did. Or people would uh, just kind of like one video would get like 1 billion views. Okay, that's the one we should make a song for. But really, nothing really happened. It just kind of. And if you listen, one guy he was listening. He he just randomly found me, and he went through day one all the way to day 365, binging me, and he just says like, "Yo, you seem really fucked up right now. What's going on with you?" Okay, you're back to normal. Oh wow, man, you got deep into it, and he's riding that. Most people weren't riding the lyrics. They're just, oh, good job for doing it, but they weren't listening. So now I'm still. It's not on my phone now, but at one point I would be listening to my 365, and I'm like, this needs to be a song. This needs to be a song. When I do a show, I pick some from the 365s. All right, moving down. I can't wait until you beat making class starts. I'm hungry. Yo, the class has started. Um, I'm gonna put this in there. All right. So basically, the class is gonna be a combination of coaching and online things. Because I hate the strong word, but I bought a couple. You know, you play the course, and then there's just the videos, and they drip down. You do this, and then congratulations, you're now. How the hell is that? That makes no sense to me. I want to know. So this is going to be a real time. Like, I'll ideally this is how it's going to work. You'll be like, all right. So I'll be like, okay, make a beat because I want to see what you can do on some Miyagi. Make a beat, do it now, and then I'll watch you because we'll live screen or share screen. Okay, okay, I see what you're doing, and then tailor my lessons to your specific level, and then after, well, this is just a 2-week trial, but eventually you're gonna be able to like get better because it's real time. I'm gonna give you homework, and I did this once. One guy's like, I want to make beats, and I'm like, he's like, what should I do? I was like, make 100 beats. I don't care if they're good or bad. Just make 100 beats. Send them to me, and I will go through them. And then every time I would see him pop up, hey man, what's going on? I'm like, did you make 100 beats? Oh man, I'm just busy. This went on for a year, and then don't waste. And then, but anyway, so this is you're paying for it. So maybe 100 beats is too much, but make 10, whatever. But basically, when you make 100 beats, you start to see the repetition in what you're doing. You start to, muscle memory. But yeah, the course is live. Actually, I'll put the link here and go check it out. And back to what we're talking about. Just, just, I think it's there. All right. Coming down. We're gonna show that. Wow, wow. Music production. Says God's words. I'm not sure if you remember me, Nick, but once upon a time I came to Japan. After watching video, you took me to a Wu theme party and showed. Yeah, I remember. We were on a song together. What we gonna do tonight? Which is the I. That's one of the dopest songs ever. And I wish I was a lot of these projects. I wish I was bigger. So then the halo effect would just kind of like if I'm Kanye or pick anyone, he makes that song. Everyone's like, "Who's that dude over there?" And then just show. Now, who knows if people need that boost at that certain time? But that was a dope song, and of course I remember it. If I met you, I mean I won't. I know your name and your screen name. But if I met you in Japan, I know who you are. I remember the endless walk around Shibuya or take me to a random spot that isn't open on. Because basically, if you come out here and it's like, yo, you want to meet up, I'm gonna kind of look for something that we can do, and then we're just gonna go out there and. But yeah. Story is a verse. I like your verse on that. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Oh snap! You saw Cosby. Yeah. Truth be told, the reason I went to Temple University is because I thought Bill Cosby went to Temple University. He did the honorary thing. Because in the TV show, he always had Temple University. I'm like, okay. I mean, my whole school selection was pretty. My friend, he went to Temple, but he didn't like it because his house was the party house. We all went to his house to Friday night. His mom would take us to go bowling and to the movies. So his house was the spot. So when he went off to college, they all went down with him. Then they all came back, and he was all alone. So then he just quit, and then he came back. So I was sitting there. I was working at the time. So I'm at his house, and his grandma was like, you should go to Temple because they got a really good music program. And I'm like, okay. And I go home and I fill out the form, just like that. Ironically, my brother was saying, you should go to college. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because, it's the way you talk to people. She was like, you should go to college because you do music and they got a really good music program. He was like, you should go to college because you need to experience life and you need to. I didn't go to college, so you should go to college. That's not a selling point for me. I don't care what you didn't do. So yeah, I ended up going to college, and then I found out Bill Cosby didn't go there, and then I seen that he was having a show. Check this out. Back in the day, I mean, this probably that we had to put our phones in bags and like lock them off. Now it's like, I think Dave Chappelle, he came out to Japan. It was like that. No media, whatever. All right, moving on. Out of the 12 years, have you ever encountered or saw Yakuza? Yes. It's like everything, If you're in the States, you've probably seen a Crypt or a Blood or a Latin King or whatever the names they have. Because they're normal people. They're just out doing their thing. So in Japan, Yakuza are out doing their thing. And really, you wouldn't even know because maybe in the States, gangs kind of do things to let you know they're gang. They have their colors. In Japan, they don't really go out, their tattoos are covered up. You might see a little thing here. But my first experience was I was performing in Ikebukuro with this cat named Yen Yen. And video's up. Google Yen Yen Ryman. And after the show, we go to this bar. And we're just sitting there. And, in general, rappers or Japanese rappers are all like big, and I'm a Japanese rapper, look at me, I'm a tough guy. Not all of them, I'm just saying, but these guys were. And this old dude's like, translation, hey, American guy, I want to buy you a drink because you're here. but I don't drink. So I'm like, I'm good. Translate, he doesn't drink. And everyone's just kind of like cowering down to this old guy. So then finally he gets up and leaves and like, yo, that was the Yakuza. But I have no feeling. I don't know. It'd be kind of like if you've seen a pimp, right? A funny dressed pimp, and you're all just like, he's a funny little guy. But all his staples, they're very scared of him. The people around him are scared of him because they know that he's gonna do some crazy shit. I don't tolerate violence. I'm just giving these examples. So yeah, that was the first time I met a Yakuza. I didn't meet him, but he was there. And then I had a friend of mine break it down for me. He's like, man, they're everywhere. They're in the police. They own shit. And we're just little insignificant ants in their way. And this scared the shit out of me because and then I was gonna perform at his club. This is in Omiya. Perform at his club. And he's like, don't come. I'm like, I'll tell you later. So I didn't go. And then the next time we talked, he's like, yeah, the guy didn't pay his protection money or some shit. And they came in and they beat him up. And I met the guy, nice guy. He would always buy me cranberry juice. And he's like, nice rap. So I could have been like doing my thing and they would have came in there and like beat the shit out of this guy. So yeah. So it's a kind of turnoff because, the underground scene, music scene, nightlife scene, it really can't divorce the two. And I just don't really, that's another kind of excuse. But that's why I never went that route because All right, moving on. You're focused on doing you and not rushing for the sake of milestones. Is amazing. Yeah, all right. Thank you. I, that's my aim to inspire, get people out there doing things. Um, where did you enjoying life now? I started to. Your focus. Did you ever see the video? I mean, I'm listening to this audiobook, so I'm getting like a mental video that plays in my head. You know when you read a book, and the Miles Davis book, the guy has like this Miles Davis whisper. Yeah, man, I was telling them cats, get the fuck out my face. And it's like I'm seeing it in my mind as I do my workout, and I'll be like going extra hard. But I watched the video. But he describes it himself. And this brings me to another point. He wasn't a nice guy. And he says it himself, he's just that, like his look. Other musicians are like, yeah, we didn't want to be him. And I have that look. I was in the studio, if you've been watching from the beginning, I was in the studio last night and I brought that up. I'm like, because she's like, I never know how to read you. And I'm like, yeah, I made this one artist cry one time I was in the studio. Like, yeah, I know you. I worked around some tough people, but I could see how that could happen. And I'm like, well, Miles Davis is the same way too. I used to think there's something wrong with me. I mean, there is something wrong with me, but yeah. But he's a scary dude, but he's doing what he's doing. All right, let's see here. Like he just has this, what the fuck you bothering me face. I have that face, and good or bad, people come up to me. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I mean, I'm just focused on my thing, but yeah. I started doing that this year, and it's been amazing. All right, we gotta go back. We started doing what? What you started doing? How to enter competition? I don't know what you started doing, and it's been amazing. Yo, Paper Towel, love the name. These names are creative. What did you start doing? Playing the trumpet? YouTubing? All right. Focusing on me. Like, of course, balance. Get into that narcissistic. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's you. If you're not happy, if you're not living the best you, oh man, God man. But if you're not doing you, it's gonna fuck you up. Like I know some people who are always like trying to give so much of themselves, and then at the end of the day, they're just so depleted. I mean, I'm that way too. When I get in the studio, like I'm always trying to help people, but at some point, you got to help yourself. And yeah, that's another topic. Uh, the crazy thing about milestones and goals and whatever, there's always going to be another one. Another one. And that's that. Like, you sit so many times, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this thing and I'm doing this thing. And then when I get to this point, I'm going to be ta-da. And I get to that point, it's like, well, you do get the ta-da, but then it kind of, all right, on to the next. And you never know, you know, it's endless. Like, you just wanted to get a girlfriend. Okay, you got your girlfriend. All right, you want something serious. All right, you serious. Okay, you want to get married. You want to have kids. You want to get a house. You want your kids in the best college. Oh, like there's always going to be things that you want to do, things you can't do, things you can get, and things you can't get. So you got to rework those things out so it makes sense. What's it saying? My phone ain't being charged? Come on now. All right, we might have to charge that phone real quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, we're going to be right back. Ah. All right, sorry for that intermission. So what had happened was I plugged my phone into the charger and I put the charger into the wall. And then the wall charger said, nah, we're not going to keep it in it. The wall charger. Wow, you see that? Watch, it's going to come. It just fell. Oh man, this is some real shit. All right, we back. And now I found out why we're on that super lean, because the charger is pulling down on the thing. All right, so we're gonna finish this up. Well, I said 2 hours, but we're gonna finish up. We're gonna get to the winners. All right, so let's see here. Focus on you. Manifesto last battle. Nah, the last battle. Thank you for asking. Right, I should have taped it. Some behind the scenes of that. So basically, the battle was basically the battle. So originally, it was going to be Japanese. It doesn't matter who you are, Japanese versus American, and they're just going to battle. But then they just kind of made Japanese. It was all Japanese battle, and then they had teams where the beat maker, a dancer, and a rapper would just showcase to another beat maker, dancer, and a rapper, and the requirement was the rapper and the dancer couldn't hear the music until that time. Which, okay, whatever, I freestyle. But there was no rehearsal. And it was just kind of boom. Actually, I'll put a little clip of what it looked like. It's on my Instagram, but I know y'all don't be going on Instagram like that. It was alright. We didn't win. And the judge was kind of like, yeah, I like the other team because they look more like a team. Like, what do you expect? We're three people who just met. How are we going to look like a team? That don't make no sense. And I was spitting some shit. I said, because the place is called Harlem. And I'm like, man, I come up in here, just no debating. I leave y'all. I come up in here, there's no problem. I leave you shaking like the dance in Harlem, right over their heads. I say something like, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. And I don't have a problem. A couple years ago, they wouldn't let me into the Harlem because the history of the Harlem in Shibuya in Japan, they didn't like black people because black people used to just be doing things back in the day. So they made it really difficult for black people to come in there. And I maybe that's why I didn't win, because I was just like poking in the wounds and all that. But it is what it is. It was for a cause. I love doing things for a cause. It was charity. And yeah, I met some interesting cats there. All right, moving on. Is America presidential debates popular in Japan? Probably not. I mean, for those who care, yes, and for those who don't, no. I mean, America's America. There's a lot of shit going on that wouldn't really make sense outside. But crazy enough, my students, 11 and 12, they're doing a presentation on George Floyd. It's like a speech contest, and that's what they chose. And it kind of rubs me a little strangely, because I don't even think they know the details of it. They're just. But is it. Because I was reading a speech last night, and it's just like, the African Americans were. And it reached all the way to the. But it's interesting. Because this wouldn't happen 10 years ago, they would. So I guess it is news and things are changing. Video frozen. When you freestyle, how do you think of things off the top? Was it something you practice a lot? I mean, you just freestyle. Look at what you. No. First, you have to remove. On some Bruce Lee thing, don't think, be water. I'm confusing Yoda and Bruce Lee. But. So get rid of the thinking part. And that just rudiments. Anything, if you practice the rudimental skills, it just becomes second nature. So that's just practice. I because I didn't have a car, I would walk to work half an hour sometimes. Because I was missing the bus, I would walk to school. Because I wasn't cool enough, I never got a ride back home. So I did a lot of walking when I was 16, 17, 18. I walk a lot in Japan too. So that's when you freestyle. And I'm walking down the street, I'm walking down the street. Yeah. So that's part of it. I read a lot, so I got, some vocabularies floating in my head. But I guess, yeah, just those components. Like, if you work out every day, eventually, like, I've been doing push-ups, little body aesthetics, my little workout. So now I was in class because we sit on the floor, and I was just pushing on the floor for the hell of it, and I lifted my body up. I can't do no like crazy dancer thing yet, but I could never do that before. But the fact that I've been doing my little push-ups, I'm getting muscle, I'm losing weight. So it's kind of like that, right? The more you do it, the better. So now I'm at this point where it's like super free. But first I want to say, read what you wrote. It said, when you're freestyling, how do you think of things off the top? Was it something you practice a lot? I mean, we got to put some more. So if I were to change that real quick, it'd be like, when you're freestyling, how do you think of things off the How do you think of stuff off the top? Was it something you learned, or did you practice a lot? Just and then if you're gonna go into it, you got what you gotta make it work. When you're freestyling, when you're freestyling and you come off the top, is this something that you learned or practice a lot? Well, if I had to say, then it's probably not the combination of the two that makes me hot. Maybe it's the fact that I'm just that guy who's able to flip raps and just be fly. Or maybe it's the fact that I'm so damn shy that the only time I speak up when I do it in rhyme. Or maybe it's the way that I was designed. Maybe it's somewhere in my bloodline. Maybe. So all that is just thinking fast. And yeah, but I don't know. It's just something I do. And it's something, it's just practice. At the 10,000 hours, I done hit my 10,000 hours. I think I did 20,000 hours. They say if you practice anything for 10,000 hours, you become a master at it. So I'm pretty sure I've put in my 20,000 of rhyming. So this name rhyming, I earned it. When I meet another random guy, like, my name's rhyming, you can't have, man, I earned this, man. There's gonna be two rhymings in this world because I ain't changing that shit. All right, what makes you stay in Japan over anywhere else? Why not U.S. or United Kingdom or Asia or China or Singapore? China has never been on my radar. Just, I mean, China's not what you, but it's not like, I mean, the truth is, I was happy being in the States. My plan was to go to California and live in Hollywood and bus tables until Brad Pitt's like, hey man, you rhyme? It's like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm gonna introduce you to so and so, and that's the story of how Matthew became the crazy. Didn't happen that way. I ended up coming out to Japan, and it was just cool. It worked for me. I'm not very talkative. I'm not loud and boisterous, and a lot of Japanese people are like that. Not everyone, but so it fit. It worked with my personality. I speak slow, good for teaching. The cost of living is okay, I guess. I think in the States it's cheaper. I could have like a house. I just have a room, two bedroom. Um, yeah. The UK. I mean, it just happened that way, man. I was in college. I graduated, came to Japan, and now I'm here. I might go to Germany. That's on the radar. Why Germany? I don't know. Just someone just emailed me the other day, like they just moved out to Germany. I was gonna go to Germany before the whole Corona thing, and like I didn't email him back. I got an email, but I'm gonna say I was gonna go to Germany before the whole Corona thing. But yeah, Singapore. My friend's out in Singapore, but again, none of these places mean much to me. I mean, I could be anywhere if there's Wi-Fi and I could do my music. Well, here's the crazy thing about crazy thing. Black people are everywhere. Like, there's black people in Germany. I met a guy who's in Germany. He's. Did we do a song together? I don't think we did. Well, that's my bad. We're going to do a song or something. But there's black people everywhere. The military, they're everywhere. And I mean, what's his face? Kobe. Didn't he live in Italy for some time? It is what it is. Lakers just won the shit bros. All right. All right. All right. The Lakers. Here's something I would never do. So if the Lakers just won, and then I would make a video specifically about that. I can't do it. I don't watch sports, but I was in Philadelphia when the Sixers lost, and I remember that everyone was just like super depressed. It felt like they died. It was when Allen Iverson was on the team and all that. I mean, Kobe is he one of the things that I wanted to do, and I'm still alive, I'm going to do this, but I want to show that there's so much more. I mean, interviews and TV snippets and behind the scenes. Like one of the, just there's just so much more, man. So much. Like I wish I can show you me teaching my students. That's breaking laws all over the place. But just that interaction, like you would really change your. Oh, Japanese people. They're innocent. They're like unprogrammed. Kids are unprogrammed, and to see them relate, and yeah, it's just great. All right, so yeah, Celtics fan. So sports started back up in the States. Is that what I'm hearing here? I thought everything was canceled. I I mean I don't follow sports, so I don't know if it's canceled in Japan. The Olympics were canceled. All right, all right, here we go. And the contest winner is, as I said, they all were good ones, and it's this contest was kind of it was spur of the moment. So the criteria is just what um what the criteria was what resonated. Like they all resonated for different things. Actually, let me just read a couple of them. All right, here it goes. All right, so we're on my other page right now. We're on my channel. And we're looking for the contest winner. Where is that video? Boom, 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 boom. Wow, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. All right, yeah. All right, so something like all right, so here's Gore-Tex One US. He says here they, because I don't know, man. They said, been a subscriber for years, watching your journey, man. It feels like the channel's picking up. Crap. Congrats on that. So just the journey, like that's a key word for me, the journey. Because if you watch me, you seen the different stages that I go through. We all go through different stages. Like right now, I ain't shaving and looking like a homeless person because that's just where my mind's at. Why the fuck do I need to be all like glossy looking? I mean, if anyone's catching this, I swear more often now because I just don't care. Like, I'm so comfortable in this is me, man. All right, so I started watching your videos a few years ago. I enjoy your walk and talk videos and your passion, talent for music. Also, the inspiration about what you're reading, find it interesting. So this one, it resonates. Like, the passion for music. I don't think anyone can deny that. I mean, someone might. That's one way to get into a fight with me. I don't think you're passionate about music. Actually, someone said that to me recently. Like, excuse me? Now I know they just met me, and the way I talk and my actions are kind of. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do. But they're not watching what I do. They're just listening to me talk and forming their whole basis off of the words I say. So, all right, Mr. Crawford. I found this channel due to amazing music. Welcome to Japan. Been a fan. If you follow the music, you'll be shocked where the music leads you. Like, I find myself being heavily inspired and guide me journey in Japan. Like, there's a key point in there. The music. No one listens. I mean, people listen, but like for example, there's a song where I go. It's on the first album, the soundtrack of my life, and it goes. The girls in Japan be making strange sounds or something like that. If you listen in the audio, there's a clip of some girl making these strange sounds in, but it's there. Like I'm not just talking that shit. I'm living it. But is it? Or there's a line where I'm like, people are on the tracks and they dying on the tracks, and I'm not gonna die on the tracks. You know, suicide's pretty high in Japan, and people jump on the train tracks. They're not. I'm just not rhyming words to rhyme words. There's a meaning to it, which just pew 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 pew. Pew. So yeah, so that resonates. Um, the battles with Got Mana. Your battles with Daystorm. Daystorm, he's kind of the reason why I stopped making videos, because he was what I was looking towards, and then when he just stopped, I'm like, this dude got 1 million subscriber plus, he's all over the thing, and he's talking about he was doing the sixth Vine, he was on Vine. I'm like, why would you leave YouTube to go to Vine? And then he made some video like, fuck you guys. You know, he's all Mr. Positivity, but then he's just like, fuck you, you ain't paying my bills. And that was real. Like I was saying, I need to see the real. All right, I've been watching since 2010. I can remember watching Tokyo Nightlife video, walking around Japan, your commentary, catch your performance, Sterling Shepard, 4. So yeah, like the walking and talking, I remember those. I kind of forget to put them in a little box. I'm not on the channel. I'm reading, so I can't see the comments. But I think you were walking and talking the first time I seen you. This is Low Junior, and because you come off as a cool ass dude, and then I saw you freestyle. That's made you subscribe. Hakeem, I started watching you about 5 years ago. The video I remember, I was talking about the prices, living in Japan, binge watching Mrs. RG era. But each one of those, you learn something about you and myself. Like these, just as I said, every one of them, I wish I could do this, but then it dilutes the prize, because as a teacher sometimes like, okay, only 3 students could win, and then you end up giving 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8 a prize because they're all but I hate doing that because it just makes the number 1 person who won by sheer, like when I'm in class I try to make it a time-based difficulty and just some little hoops to jump through, so they earn that sticker. And then to give it to little Timmy because he's there, nah, Timmy's gonna cry it out, and he's gonna learn to do better. But so that's one. Maybe next one I could do like a 1, 2, and 3. All right, but the winner is, so without further ado, drum roll. All right, it's going to Caper Cloud. I don't know if I'm saying these right, but Caper Cloud. They wrote, I remember when I first discovered your channel, back when Samsung started popping off over in the UK, and I was really getting into YouTube, surfing the brand new Galaxy Ace. Now, that's the first line. The reason why that resonates is my first phone was a Motorola StarTech, and it was only being made and shipped from Japan. I found it reading a National Geographic magazine. It was just kind of a little ad in the middle. And I remember looking at this little flip phone, the first flip phone that ever existed in the world. And it's like, yeah, it's only in Japan. Like, can I get it from Japan? I remember plotting and scheming. And eventually it came to Sprint. And eventually I did get it. And I was balling, but there's no one with cell phones back in the day, so I was the only one with this cell phone that had this battery that got overheated, and I had to pull up my little antenna. And if you listen to my early freestyles, you can hear the frequency like it would be in the recordings. So, all right, second one, having caught up on all my favorite retro video game soundtrack, which is how I discovered the legendary video game remixers DJ Sonic Freak and Ryza K. I moved on to catching up on my favorite anime, which led me to J Culture. Now, why this resonates is, there's a journey. Like most people didn't come looking for me, because my channel has never been, I'm in Japan and this is me. This is Japan. It's more like, I'm rapping and I say the word Japan, and I got to put that in the title, not because I'm keywording, or it's because it's what I'm doing, so that's why it's there. And then you kind of click on it. My thumbnails have never been so processed, like 10 things to learn in Japan about it. It's just my face, and it's usually the weirdest looks because that's where it freezes on it. I'm working on it. You saw the last video because YouTube made that easier. And then J Culture, J Vloggers. I've never felt like I was part of a J Vlogger. I'm here, and I remember making a video like, I don't feel like I'm part of the J Vlog community because I really wanted to be. I wanted to make money. That's once you get up there, then you start getting some little checks, and I wanted to be in that community. And I didn't feel like they were including me, and I was just waiting for someone to say something so I could put all of my angst into that video. But no one did. They kind of, well, come on in. If you want to be, come on in. Shout out to Hiko and Simon and the rest of them. All right, so that's the second paragraph. So while wandering through YouTube in this way, I eventually stumbled on Devin Morrison. I met the guy, and he used to watch me. So I was at this event, and there was a black guy on stage doing his thing. It was a beat event, and I'm like, I want to be on stage like him. And then at the end, he got down, he's on ground level, and I'm like, I want to say what's up. I don't say what's up to people. That's not my thing. So then eventually he's behind me, and he's like, taps you on the shoulder, like, are you rhyming, guys? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I used to watch your videos. I hate that I used to watch your videos, but I don't make videos, and if you live in Japan, there's no need to really watch my videos. Go live your life in Japan. So then we talk, and then I was doing these beat battles, and I reached out to him, and he came to it, and he killed it hands down. So this is the circle of life. So just, all right. And then Kimushi-chan. I'm saying it wrong, but you know who I'm talking about. I want to meet her. I mean, we talked at some point here and there. We haven't talked in like a couple of years. We never were like buddies, but she popped up randomly for me because I made a video on Simon's Flake Man. Give me a Flake Man's channel about being black, and then she just pops up. Hey, I'm black, and she's all like, she's taking my shine, But much respect to her and all the things she does. I just saw a video of hers pop up. I was with a model, a black model, a Latina model, and she was just like, oh, this is my favorite vlogger. She's like fangirling, and then she shows me like, oh, I know her, man. She's a normal person, just like I do YouTube too. And she's like, yeah, whatever. You're not important. But all right, so moving down. So that was the third one. And at some point, the recommended video was meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time. So that's when I met my girlfriend's parents for the first time. And I was wearing those funky square glasses and a green turtleneck. And I was like thinking, what the hell? This dude is nerdy, but enigmatic. No one's ever said that, and it's a word I've never used. I need to burn that into my lexicon so I could drop it when I'm rapping. And then the way that I relate my experience. So just that whole trip meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time. Actually, that's not true. I met my other girl. I was staying at her house. I met her mom. I met her parents too. But this was different. I met her parent, the girlfriend before. I met her parents because I missed my train one night, and her mom picked me up. So I met her like a week after we were dating. We weren't even dating yet. All right, moving on. So you started watching through all the videos, like that whole RG, Mrs. RG, the X-Files era. That was like the pinnacle of all. It's what those videos had people from my college and high school and my sister-in-law. oh, I can't believe you said those things. It was the perfect mix of me sharing my private information, but making it interesting, and having that, because that wasn't happening. I won't say I was the first one to do that. Now there's a lot of these. Hey, this is my husband and this is my girlfriend. We're dating in Japan. But I was one of the first ones to do that. You know, this is my life. Look at us. I just didn't know that that was the thing to do, man. All right, so moving on. I like the way you relate your experiences, the way you impart information. In my opinion, you're a born teacher and a guy, highly adept at synthesizing knowledge and your perspective, and you have the gift for inspiring people, even from afar. So that one just, I don't want to say put the nail in the coffin because that's a negative. That one puts the flowers in the vase. I don't know. But those are all the things that I aspire to do. I want to take information. I might have mentioned this, but I went to business school so I can learn business, so I can give it back to the artists who don't want to go to business school, who can't afford to go to business school, who don't have the time. And then I got hit with this reality slap. No one wants to know business. You know, you just want to make your songs and everything just makes. I'm gonna jump out real quick. So when I went to the studio last night, I'm talking to this amazing artist and we get into it and I'm just like, yeah, business. She's like, oh, you just gotta believe. Gotta believe. What does that mean, believe? Like, I believe. Well, I don't think you're believing hard enough. I wake up at 3 in the morning. How much more belief do I? And and we're, and it's, well, I gotta go now, but we'll talk about this later. No, we won't, because I had this conversation with every artist I ever spoke to. We don't revisit this conversation. So yeah, so my thing is that I wanted to synthesize knowledge so I can give it to musicians and creatives in a way they can digest it easily. Because we, as a creatives, we need to know business. We need to understand customers. We need to understand our product. All of that boring shit we need to know how to do, or we're not going to be very successful for long. You could be successful, but not for long. All right, so finally, I'm seriously poor, but if I was rich, I'd sponsor you for life and let you get on with your important stuff, like educating and entertaining the world. Like that, I don't cry these days. But if I did cry, this is what would make me cry. Because it, I mean, everyone was kind of saying the same thing, but just the way he wrote it is like a rhyming ramble. It's like a classic walking talk video, just all over the place, but it's linear and it gets to the point. And that's the person that I chose. And okay, I'm jumping back over because I was just reading that comment. And kind of this one doesn't go hard now. Cheddar with a straight Mercury beat battle. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna put it here. The winner. Actually, we'll rename this video to put the, but I'll put the winner here too. The winner is. So yeah, can I copy and paste this? Let me copy. Yeah, I can copy and paste it. Ta-da. Ka-chunk. The winner is ka-chunk. Ka-chunk. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. To wrap it up. So Daystorm doesn't go hard now. I don't think that's true. I think he's just getting, because his group of people, I'm not an expert. I don't watch the dude like that, but Daystorm and Batch, King Batch, and like there's a group of them. Jenny, the Asian girl, like they're all doing those. It's like they're doing the videos. So YouTube doesn't pay people. That's the thing. YouTube isn't paying people. Some get paid, but the algorithm is not in our best interest, right? So, he's making money other places. Like imagine I was able to, and for the last bit of this, I'm gonna ramble about this course, but if he could make money teaching YouTube classes at the community college. That's a steady paycheck, doing what he loves, and in a sense, he's still doing his YouTube thing, but just in a different capacity. Why wouldn't he do that? He's not getting all the, well, I think you should do this. He's not getting the comments. He's not getting the fluctuating. So yeah, I think he's doing good. Well, I don't know the guy. He could be homeless somewhere, but yeah. And Cheddar, man, I haven't spoke to him in a minute. We need to speak, but it's one of those things. He would have to reach out to me, say, "Hey, man, we got to speak." If anyone ever reached out to me like that, I'm all ears. Unless you did something really fucked up, then there's nothing to speak about. But if we ended on terms and it just kind of like floated off, like I had a friend. She came out to Japan. We got into this big fight. She went back to the States. We didn't talk for 3 years, and then randomly, she pops up in my email, and I'm like, okay, what's she gonna say? And she's like, hey man, I don't know what happened between us, but I really value our friendship, and my heart just, even now I'm feeling, because people don't do that. It's rare to have, because that's when you know you have true friends, people who do those kind of things. Most people, they hit me with, I'll talk to you later, and they never do. And then I run into them, and it's like, oh, yeah, we got to get up, but we never do. And I'll hit them up like, hey, man, we should get up. And like, you should, but we never do. So when someone actually does go that extra step, and they know how I am, it really touches me, and I'm there. Tell me when and where, and I'll be there. We could talk it out. We could talk. But it never happens. So yeah, Cheddar was amazing. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm pretty sure he was amazing when we used to work together, and he's probably around the world amazing right now. I'm pretty sure he would have killed it. Yeah. So the winner is Caper Cloud. Thank you everyone else for your submissions. I really appreciate it. As I keep saying, we're all winners, because this is, I'll make better videos when I know that people enjoy them, and you'll enjoy the better videos when I make them, and it's going to be this kind of thing. Like today, like the sun is shining, I'm thinking of making a video. In fact, let's do this one, right? So there's 8 people watching. Today, I'll make a video. So you guys tell me what kind of video. I got to go to work, but I got 4 hours before work. So what should I make today? Yeah. All right. Okay. So finally, let's see here. Is that everything? Yeah. All right. That's everything. So now what I'm doing for the rest of the day, I have to make it's dark over here. Oh sheesh. What does that mean? Number one stunner. It means the video is dark? Collab with Tico Sam. It's dark. Okay, just the weather. I can't control. What's the word? When it comes to collabs with other people, that's outside of what I can do. Like as I said, today I'm gonna make a video. So for me to reach Sam, and for him to be in my location, and for us to do something, is it's just not gonna happen. And that's why most of the videos are this way, because things. I mean, at one point I reached out to Hiko and Victor. I'm like, teach me how to help me write raps in Japanese, because they both speak Japanese. So if they can help me write the raps, I'll spit the raps, and it would have been the illest collaboration you ever seen. And they could do their raps. Never happened. With Tokyo Sam, we were talking about when we used to meet up like once every 3 months or whatever. We had all these plans. They just like. The biggest thing for me is if we agree, okay, let's meet every Thursday at 2:00, and we're gonna da. I'm gonna be there at 1:30, because that's just me. So that first time, like, can we postpone this because blah blah blah? All right, whatever. And the second time, can we? Okay, but the third time, you don't want to do it, and I'm not going to be there the fourth time. Like the fuck. So that's kind of what one reason why these collaborations don't happen. People are not. But yeah. But if someone says so, anyway. So what's another idea that I can do with the things that I have? Because I can control my space and time. Other people. 1040 in the U.S. Yeah. Where are you from in the U.S.? Are you from Pennsylvania? Can't be from Pennsylvania. My state. All right. Michigan. Michigan, Michigan. What I used to rock Michigan hats because it got the M, and there used to be a lot of different colored Michigan hats. And be like, oh, you like? Nah, I'm just there for the M's. You like baseball? Nah, I'm just there for the M's. And then I started making my own M hats. Yeah. All right, we are good, man. Actually, I said 2 hours, so we're gonna let that ride out because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But yeah, so today I got to work on a Halloween song. It's due on Thursday, I believe Wednesday. So I'm gonna work on that one. I got to work on my course. Oh yeah, I'm gonna ramble about my course. So as I mentioned before, I'm teaching how to make beats online using Akai MPC Beats. It's free. Well, the software is free. Anyone can download it, and you can do everything that you see me doing in the videos. I mean, you need a computer. If you don't got a computer, it is what it is. They do got an app, and I could teach you how to do what I do on the app, but then an iPad is better because more space. But you can like you can make music with anything if you know how to use it. And that's the plan. I'm going to teach how to make music using the app, the computer app. And it's going to be one to one. And if you have it, like for example, you're like, yo, Ryman, you know, we're is it called Mr. Ryman? Whatever, we'll figure out what to call him. Be like, how do you do this? And I'll be like, all right, and I'll make a screen video and kind of just walk you through it, and then we'll do a live and be like, all right, just click there, click there. All right, and you gotta just make sure it'll be easier to explain when we're face to face in the program. So yeah, right now I'm doing a trial because I want to tailor it to the to what people need. So I'm still working out that. But yeah, so that's the pitch. It's not even a pitch. It's more of a summary. I want to be careful with my pitching. I don't want to pitch every time I jump up on here because that would be annoying. It annoys me. But if I don't pitch it, you won't know it. So you got to get balanced. But yeah, I think I said everything. Thank you guys for coming. And yeah, the next contest, I'm thinking of something. I'll talk about that next month. So next month, what? November? Yeah, November 1st. In the announcements. That's when I'll have it. All right. We are done. Thank you guys for watching. And I didn't get any good ideas except collab with Tokyo Sammy, but that's not going to happen. But I'll make a video about something. And it'll be up probably today. All right. So be safe out there. And peace. This is always the embarrassing part because I got to go all the way over there to get my phone and turn it off. How is it in China? And what part you at? I'm in Japan. Japan. It took like 3 years for my family to replace China with Japan. Because I'm the first to like travel out to Asia. So it's always like, yeah, he's in China. But now my mom's like, no, that's not. He's in Japan, Tokyo, but not in this. Like she knows where I'm at because I've been here 12 years. But yeah, in Japan is great. The Corona thing it fucks up everything, but for the most part, things are getting back to normal. The hardest hit are performers, entertainers, because I mean, the government is giving out some money to the bigger entertainers, but the little ones, they're hurting. I mean, I'm hurting, but I didn't make my money from entertainment per se. Yeah. In general, people in Asia, in Japan, we wear masks all the time. So it wasn't an issue to wear a mask, and now I wear a mask when I go out. But yeah. All right. I said everything. I'm happy, man. I think I have lunch now. It's lunchtime. It's almost 12. But yeah, 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 yeah. Let me see here. Anything? Did I miss anything? Tick a ton, tick a ton, tick a ton. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Thank y'all for thank y'all for watching. And be safe. Dun, dun, dun. Cool. Well, I mean, it's gonna. I don't know how this works. Like every time I stop these videos, it takes like 10 hours for it to process. But eventually, it'll be up there. I don't think it's as fun as watching the live one, but yeah. But it'll be there. And in Japan, when you finish work, we say otsukare. So you just finish work, otsukare. And then you would say, I don't know what you're supposed to say, but you say something. Yeah, otsukare. Mm. I don't know what you say after that. But anyway. But you didn't miss it, man. It is what it is. You're working. I if you said I didn't go to work so I could watch your live stream, I'd be like, man, you can't do that because that's not good. I should be at work right now, but have a day off or morning off at least. All right, I'm out. Be safe, everyone. Thanks for watching, and